What is up, everyone? It's Monday again, so we've got another Monday metagame update. We're gonna change it up a little bit today because the new set is coming out really soon. Yeah, we even have the early streamer event coming up on the 9th and 10th. So we're gonna have a little bit of a unique approach to today's Monday metagame update. Let's get into it. All right, so we can go through the standard and historic and alchemy metagames and stuff like that. But because, we're at the end of the last set and the new set is coming out in like a little over a week, I thought it might be nice to kind of talk about the cards that seem like will be impactful in standard. Not specific cards, but we'll just discuss what kind of cards are coming out in the new set and how that might shift the metagame a little bit. Um, so yeah, we'll go through the normal stuff, and then at the end we'll talk about all that. So just briefly going through everything. In standard, nothing has really changed. As I mentioned, it's the end of the season, so we have just the normal aggro decks being really good in best of one, and then Ramp and Esper also very good in best of three. So yeah, we're gonna skip over that because we'll discuss that later. Historic, not a whole lot changed, but we do see that there's this 4-color Storm Herald deck, which was actually somewhat popular before, and it's kind of made a resurgence. Probably there's some new card that people are playing that is why it's coming back, but yeah, the Storm Herald deck was around for a little while, and people were using it with the Ancestral Mask. So I'm not sure if there's anything really new. It doesn't really look like it. I guess people just realized that it was kind of good. Maybe Unearth is the newest card in here. So somebody's doing well with it. It's high win rate, one of the top decks in Historic right now. So something new to try out. And then Alchemy is kind of the format that's been seeing the most play and most like exciting new decks in recent times because of the new cards that came out from Worlds of Eldraine. So we've got Mardu Pigs here, we have Esper Dollmaker, we have 4-color Legends, and all of them pretty interesting. There's of course Control is still a thing. They had the event recently that was like ranked alchemy, so a lot of these are kind of inspired from those ranked alchemy decks. But it's very clear that this Dollmaker card is very good, and also this pig here, Portent, is also very good. So these two are making a huge splash. Jewel Mine Overseer, also a very strong card, very scary to play against, especially when you can play Crucius in almost the same deck. So yeah, a lot going on in Alchemy. It's pretty fun. I'm enjoying it right now, to be honest. Playing with the pig cards, and Control is pretty good, so I am enjoying that as well. So yep, that's kind of it for the summary. Also, not a whole lot of tournaments this weekend, but I did want to highlight this one small tournament where the top deck was Dimir Poison. I thought that was kind of interesting. Arcane Proxy, Gadwick's First Duel, Drowning Ichor, Distorted Curiosity, Path of Peril. So it's really, it's not even a creature-based infect one, it's all instant speed. And I guess you use your Gadwick's First Duel to kind of duplicate your infects cards or your proliferate cards. So it helps you get there a little bit faster. And then of course Arcane Proxy lets you copy it from the graveyard. So, if you get one, you can use it twice. Pretty cool, pretty cool. It's a small tournament, but still pretty cool that some people are still trying. I think there's going to be some proliferate shenanigans happening in the new set, which I mentioned in the previous video, but probably this is not the end of poison-based proliferate decks that we're going to see in the future. All right, and then if we look at the standard challenge top 8, again, nothing special. Azorius Soldiers took first, Mono Red took second, third place is the Ramp deck, and then fourth place, Azorius Soldiers yet again. So no new decks, nothing new here in the standard open challenge. basically because it's the end of the next set, the set and start of the new season coming up really soon. A lot of people got to Mythic though. This was an Alchemy, so this is another one of those Mardu based decks with the pigs, Mardu Pigs. So it's doing very well. People getting Mythic. A lot of people playing this Palantir card. I don't really think it's that good, but maybe it's doing well for some people. It does draw you a lot of cards in if it sticks on the battlefield. So I don't know. Interesting, but yeah, this deck is pretty good. And then another one we got to Mythic is this green, blue, and red Teamer. That's what I was looking for. Teamer kind of targeting deck. Like you put down a creature that's evasive or has double strike, and then you're going to pump it up really huge with all your pump spells. And Elusive Otter, again, and it pumps up with prowess and is elusive. So yeah, you pump in, you swing in, and then you can sack it here to blow up the opponent. I think we saw something similar to this in the last Monday metagame as well, with the similar kind of idea. So this deck is still very good, got people to Mythic, and this is standard. So yeah, pretty good. And then another Mythic here, we got green, black. Not too special here. Just yeah, your standard green, black mid-range. A little bit more controlling on this one, with the 3 of the Virtue, the Gix Command, the a lot of these removal and discard spells. So it's still good. Green black is still good. So you've still got a little bit of time. I guess you got like a day left in the season to try to reach Mythic, or you can grind it out at the beginning of the next month before the new cards come out. And then the last deck we got here, Mono Black. Mono Black also still very good. This is kind of a different version than we see a lot. We got the Obliterator in here. We've got Toshiro Umezawa's Saga here. So yeah, a little bit different, still very similar. The black cards are still very good, so not that surprising. All right, so finally, let's talk about the new set coming out, the Lost Caverns of Ixalan. There's going to be a streamer event on the 9th and 10th. I'm going to be in that, so you can check me out on Twitch. And of course, I'm going to post decks on Twitter and to my YouTube. So even if the Twitch stream doesn't work out super well, or you miss it, it'll be on YouTube. And I'm at home this time, so the internet should be much better than last time. So I don't foresee any issues, but yeah, we'll see. And then, so I want to talk about the new cards in the set. Do I think they're going to impact standard? And if so, how, where, what decks, that kind of stuff. So if you didn't want to look at the spoilers, turn away now. We're gonna look at some of the spoiled cards. So honestly, this set doesn't seem super aggressive. There are some aggressive cards, such as the Merfolks and the Dinosaurs. The Merfolks are in blue-green, and the Dinosaurs are in red-green. So I really think that we're going to see more green-based aggro decks coming out of this set. Either Merfolks or Dinosaurs, whichever one is better. I kind of am leaning towards Dinosaurs being better, just because they're big stats. They have pretty good effects. Some of them have haste. We already have a good mono-red deck, so it doesn't seem that much of a stretch to shift into Gruul aggro. So I think that's probably likely with the cards I'm seeing so far. The aggressive, pretty good early drop creatures that have big stats, and even some good finishers in green that can kind of wrap the game up pretty quickly. So I think that's very likely to be a thing, some sort of Gruul aggro. We also see some pretty good black cards. Again, surprise, surprise, black is still very good. This one, for example, it doubles your damage that you're dealing. So before, there used to be like a really low to the ground mono black aggro deck, with like Underdog and with the Prototype, the artifact 3 that you can play for 3 mana with Menace and Lifelink, stuff like that. And so you get some of those down and you're swinging in. They're kind of hard to kill because they have ward, or they have, the recursion. and then you plop this down, and now everything is swinging in for double. It's just a really good finisher. You know, the opponent might think, oh, I can block one creature and still survive, but no, you plop this down, and now suddenly everything is doing double damage and killing them. So yeah, I think this is gonna make mono black aggro, like low to the ground aggro, a little bit better. So I can see, you know, some more mono black low to the ground aggro being good, some more Gruul aggro being good. But along with that, we do see some control cards that are kind of interesting, and definitely a lot of new removal cards that seem very interesting. Get Lost, for example, very good instant speed removal in white. There's also a new 1 mana. It's like a Bone Splinter kind of, but it's an artifact that exiles something. So you have to sacrifice an artifact or creature, but it also has ward and it exiles. So it's a little bit different than Bone Splinter. It seems quite good, so I could see this being in some sort of go wide, maybe token generating deck that like you have an Adeline and you generate some extra tokens. You don't mind sacking to use this for cheap. So that will probably help white aggressive decks a little bit. But there's also just a lot of really good synergy cards and things that I think control could use well. For example, I mean, like this one, drawing you cards, milling you, and turning on your descend. Kind of good in control. I know we saw a few other ones that I spoiled already, like this Oger card, copies your instant spells. That seems quite good in control. So yeah, I think the big winners so far, Gruul, some mono white shenanigans, control, some sort of blue based control, and a mono black aggro. So far, that's what seems like is likely to come out of the new set. Anything else? Did I see anything else? I feel like there was one other archetype that looked kind of interesting. Oh, yeah, the black-white sacrifice deck. I don't know if we have enough pieces yet, but at least what's been spoiled so far seems pretty good. We have a really good black-white sack outlet. Two really good sack outlets. So I think there's a decent chance that there's some sort of like black deck that is splashing white for the sack benefits in the coming sets, like when the set releases. So other than that, the power level of the other cards are not there to really push anything else from what I can tell. So I don't think that like everything that's in standard is gonna go away. We'll probably still see, you know, mono white humans. Esper Legends is still good. It'll probably get some couple new legend cards that we haven't seen before. Mono red will get some new cards as well, a couple new cards to add to their deck. So a lot of these are gonna stay the same, but I think we will have 2 or 3 more new archetypes, which will probably be able to compete with these decks. You know, if not for tier 1, then tier 1.5. All right, yeah, let's stay tuned. We got a lot of spoiler videos coming out in the next few days that I put together, and then, as I mentioned, early access on the 9th and 10th. So hope to see you then, and until next time, see ya.